So guys, I've been practicing my hey guys, hi guys, my intro. Alright, let's cut to the chase, guys. For those of you who are new here, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much again for tuning in on Introspect, the compass directing your true self. I am ShaniceANationSenior, communications specialist, life enthusiast, wife, daughter, sister, friend, and a great big bundle of potentiality. This channel focuses on self-love and personal development, effective communication, family life and relationships, health and wealth, and just about every and anything else in between. Things that affect us on a daily basis, things that we don't talk about that needs a little bit of highlight, things that are underrated or overrated, and just need some attention, some awareness. So without further ado, by the title of this video, you know exactly what I'll be talking about today. And of course, I'll be sharing with you some tips just to make things a little better, or make it easier for you to deal with what I'm about to talk to you about today, right? So I'm going to be sharing 5 tips or 5 ways to take control of your life. But before I give you any tips or make any recommendations for anything, I don't know who this gonna drape up, but I just want to let you know that you are the CEO of your life. Yeah? Let me repeat that. You are the CEO of your own life. Yeah? Now, I like to put things into context before I, approach it. So let's start by, answering the question, who is a CEO? Yeah? All right. So according to Corporate Finance Institute, and I quote, a CEO, which stands for Chief Executive Officer, is the highest ranking individual in a company or organization. The CEO is responsible for the overall success of a business entity, who may ask for input on major decisions, but they are the ultimate authority in making final decisions. End quote. Now, I had to draw for that particular definition of a CEO, guys, because again, I like to put things into context so that you can understand where I'm going, where I'm getting at when I say you are your CEO of your own life. Yeah? Now, I don't know if I'm talking directly to you or if you know somebody who you think, needs to hear this message, but I know I'm talking for myself. I know I need to be reminded of this constantly too. Now, by the definition, there are 2 particular things or words that were used in Corporate Institute's definition for the word or the name CEO. And those 2 words are highest ranking and the ultimate decision maker. Let's talk about highest ranking, shall we? How do we take control of our own lives? Yeah? Who do we allow to tell us what we can or cannot do? Who do we allow to be that compass, whether it be a moral compass or just a regular compass that steers us in a direction that we oftentimes probably don't even want to go? Who is the highest ranking individual in your life? I'm going to allow you to answer that question. And then there's the phrase ultimate decision maker. Again, who do we allow to ultimately make the decisions that affects us in our own lives? I'm gonna allow you to answer that question too. When I see situations where persons choose to live in regret because of lost or missed opportunities that they feel they should have gotten, but it never happened, so why I can't bother, and then they start to play that blame game. And then when I look at another situation or other instances where persons become offended by the truth that they're not yet ready to accept. Yeah? We won't talk about that. And then when I look at persons who get jealous of other persons because, or their peers, because they think that they should be in the position that their peer is in or that friend is in, and you start to compare a lot of things, a lot of aspects of your life with somebody else's reality, and that, my friend, is not the way we go about taking control of our own lives. Yeah, so I just wanted to point out some of those problems that I see rearing their ugly heads. And if it has happened to you, or if you have ever felt that way, or if you've ever been able to relate to any of those scenarios that I explained, then listen. If you did it yesterday, 2 minutes ago, 2 seconds ago, we're moving on in Jesus' name. Yeah? So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips, 5 ways on how to take control of your own life and become that CEO that you are. So tip number 1. As any good CEO does, a good CEO will set a mission and a vision for their company. Now, when we talk about the company, we're talking about your life. You can relate to company as your life. Yeah? So you are your CEO. And the first step is you set a mission. How do you see your life or yourself in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? Retirement. How do you see yourself or your life? Think about that. You have to set a mission or a realistic vision of who you want to become, that person that you want to be. Yeah? So that is step or tip number 1. Tip number 2 is assess the current state in your life. Understand where you are as an individual. And let me just tell you, just something that you need to be wary of too. Do not, and I repeat, do not compare yourself or your life with anybody else. I'll repeat that again. May I do it for emphasis, because I find that when we do our assessment too, guys, we do a lot of comparisons, and I am warning you, do not compare yourself with anybody else when you assess your current situation. Yeah? You want to understand where you're at as an individual. You want to know what are your weaknesses. I have to do that too. So I want to know, what are my weaknesses? Where can I improve on? Do I need a new skill in order to matriculate into that whole different person and to take control of my life? What do I need to do and what is my current state and how do I fix it? Yeah. Now we move on to tip number 3. Once we've identified or assessed our current state, then we're able to create an action plan. Yeah, so that is tip number 3. Create an action plan, a workable action plan. How do we do that? We seek advice from experts. Now, if you know that after you do your assessment of your current state, that current state that you're in your life, after you've done that, then you want to seek information, you want to seek knowledge from people who have been there or who have experienced what it is that you are seeking out for. So if you want to know a little bit more about real estate, yeah, you don't want to go to somebody who has no knowledge of that particular topic that you want advice on. So you want to go in creating your workable plan, you want to seek advice from people who know about that field, who know about that area, who is able to give you sound advice and direction. We move right on to tip number 4, and that is to stay focused. Guys, the race is not for the swift, but those who can endure is a famous proverb. And you'll realize that I like in for all my videos I like to add a little proverb here and there, because the proverbs are just so profound. These proverbs are so relatable that we just cannot leave them out. Yeah? Stay focused. If it is that you are to take control of your life, you cannot focus on everything and everyone all at the same time. You just cannot. Realistically, you just cannot do it. If you realize we can only adequately carry out a task one by one, we can't do several things all at once and do them all well all the time. And I know a lot of persons might challenge that, but the reality is, even if you try to do more than one thing at the same time, chances are you're going to have an error. You're going to make a mistake in one of the tasks, and that's just the reality. So in order to take control of your life, you must stay focused. Moving right along to tip number 5, and this is to constantly assess, evaluate, and re-evaluate your progress. This allows you to keep track of what is going on in your life at that point in time. When you're taking charge of something, you don't just take it over and then you leave it. You don't do that. You take control of it and you monitor it. And the same approach is true when you're taking control of your own life. You cannot start to do one thing today and then you just say, oh yeah man, this is what I'm gonna do, and me just gonna do it, and then you don't assess it. How are you gonna know if that approach is working, especially if you're not seeing the results immediately? Yeah, so you want to constantly assess, evaluate, and to re-evaluate those changes that you want to implement when you're taking control of your life. Yeah, so I'm going to be leaving it right there, guys, and I hope this video or this topic, it resonated with someone, especially for someone who might feel as if it's a little too late for them to be taking charge and taking control of their own lives and to just become any CEO of anything at all. Yeah, it's that time of the video where I ask you the question: am I speaking to you right now? Do you need to take control of your life and to be reminded that you are the CEO of your own life? Do you know somebody who just doesn't know that they're the ones who need to take control of their own life if they want to see results or any significant changes? Let me know. That's it on Introspect. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until next time.